on the motherfucking list. And now it is time for us to see what these drivers are going to do. What did they learn? All right. We want to know, what did they learn? As you see right now, nothing popping, nothing that we missing. 18 minutes on that clock. Nobody revved up yet. Oh, well, wait a minute. Wait, breathe. Hey, man, let me talk about Bearman, man. Let me talk about Bearman, man. Bearman out here, listen, the kid looks good, yo. Bearman looks solid. I'm not saying he's going to be a protege. I'm not saying that he's going to be great. I'm not saying that he's going to be the best thing at F1. Youngest driver right now out of the UK. Almost close to breaking, one of the cheap-ass records that Max has, which is just the youngest. He's got like 2-3 records that's a tie to just him being the youngest. But Bearman looks solid in the Ferrari. Let me say that. He looks solid in the Ferrari. What will come of him? I don't know. Carlos, we know Carlos is leaving. Lewis Hamilton's coming in. He's definitely not getting over on Lewis Hamilton. Definitely, I don't think he would have got over on Carlos. But the point is, I think he looked really solid in that car. I think he looked really solid in the car. I think getting his opportunity to be in a Formula One car is absolutely awesome. And it's almost kind of it's similar, but not really, to the Liam Lawson situation, because he F2, getting to step up to F1, still occupying that F2 situation. I just think it's an absolutely awesome opportunity for the kids. You know what I'm saying? I think it's cool to see him getting that opportunity. And I hope, literally, I do hope this, because if we looked at this, let's take a look at something real quick. Let's just take a look at something real quick. If we look at this, listen, Brim, I mean, come on. He's in the top 10 right now out of FP3. Now, can Bearman somehow make this still stick? Will he be able to finish out in a real qualifying session in the top 10? If he can, I think that's cool. I think that's cool. What's going on? Matthew Gubbins first in the chat, playing Metal Gear Solid while it's watching Wolfpack. Best day of the weekend, bro. I hope that this Friday gets even better for you, man. I hope this Friday gets even better for you. Big shout out to you pulling up first one. If you're not first, you're last. And Matthew said I'm first right now, Wolfpack, pulling up in this live. So big shout out to you. But listen, I will say this. If he can come up with a top 10 finish in qualifying, yo, I'm going to give him that credit. Racer X210. What's going on, Woo? That's good. Wolf Family Race Weekend is here. It is indeed, man. And we just talking about, matter of fact, we talking about somebody in the team that you support, bro. Ferrari got a young gunner in there, man. They got a young gunner in there. And he's actually looking solid. He's actually looking solid. I'm actually pleased at what I saw from him in qualifying, man. I didn't even know, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know what to expect. I thought it was gonna be kind of fumbling around. He looked better than Logan Sargeant right now. No, don't lie. Bro looked better than Logan Sargeant sitting there right now. And that's, hey, for Bearman to come in and look better than Logan Sargeant, that's already a step up in my book. What's up, FLQ309? What's popping? What's up, man? We sitting up here talking about this young gunner over there, Ferrari. And listen, got to give Ferrari some award for having some balls, or at least some type of, some motherfucking can-do attitude to put him in there. They had so many other choices they could have went with. And when I say so many, it's not as if I'm talking about 20, 30 choices, not even 5 choices, but they had other known experienced choices that they could have selected to put in that seat. Wari Supreme! Everyone brace yourself for Lewis to be disqualified by Q1. Oh my gosh, man. Brace yourself. Wari ain't playing. Brace yourself. Oh, also listen. All the top 10 finishes in the Wolfpack Racing Series, okay? All the top 10 finishes in the Wolfpack Racing Series. I've been reaching out, trying to get your addresses, your emails, so when I push your orders through in the system, you'll be updated. Already got first place, already went out to Sean, not Sean. Got the picture of him awarding it to his homeboy. That's really cool. Big shout out to him. Paul, you got your hat. Still working on the shirts, and the coffee mugs is what's next. So make sure if I reach out to you, you should be in the Discord to message me back, or Instagram. Message me back. I got you so fresh, Alex. I saw your message before I came on live. Got your address stuff, bro. So I will be working on those this weekend. As you know, we are preparing for a race. Not only this race, qualifying today, but there's a race tomorrow, and I might have to be out of town for the baby's first race tomorrow, depending on the weather. If the weather's bad, we won't be going, so I'll still be here with you all post-race live for finale lap. So be here for that, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, yo, I just want to say this. Joe, woo, that was tough. That was tough. Joe channeling his inner Latifi. All right, channel his inner Latifi. And I do want to say this. There goes Logan Sargeant. All right, we talk about Logan Sargeant. This was his fault, but I got to go ahead and retract what I said about him in the first race, having some steering wheel issues, brake bias situation. The run off on the track was not Logan's doing. It was something that he couldn't have controlled. It was an electronic issue in the steering wheel or however it may be in the system that manipulated or caused his brake bias to dysfunction. So I'm going to retract that from giving him some shade last week. But it's not to say that there's not a lot of shade in the coming weeks, as Logan still doesn't look to me that he's become a better driver. All right, so I will say that. So we will see what happens today in qualifying, because we are just minutes off of qualifying right now. So we're going to see what pops then. Max Verstappen. Also, we could take a look at this right here. We will have Kickback Quality. Do not forget, Kickback Quality Trivia Games is on today. Already sent off last week's prize, $25 Visa gift card. King Racer Ring. What's going on, baby? What's up, King Racer Ring? I already sent those off. One of our top 10 finishing Wolfpack Grudge Racing Series championship drivers right there. Already sent that off. So now it is another week. There's another opportunity for somebody to win Kickback Quality Trivia. And I'm going to tell you right now, it is going to be by poll. I will put it in a poll because I've noticed, and me and my mod, Sylvia with Kelly, Galactus, have noticed that, hey, it makes things a bit equal across the world because a lot of people are lagging. Some people don't know to speed up the time on the video to like take up that slack. So in the poll fashion, it works a bit more easier. Remember, answer with super chat. You can give as many answers as you can to get the right one, but you need to do it before somebody else gets the right one and steals the point, and you can always steal the next question. That will not happen until our rest period between Q1 and Q2. That's when Kickback Quality Trivia games will start taking place. Other than that, Joe wrecking up the car. They definitely, they're in there still building it right now. Right now, they're still building that car. I mean, he tore it up pretty good, tore up the Tech Pro pretty good. So that is something that they're going to have to deal with. Also, Joe, the driver who did better in round one in Bahrain versus Valtteri last week. So it's going to be interesting to see how that's going to impact his race coming up tomorrow, which is another Saturday race this weekend. And they explained why that is, the 7 days between race, blah, 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 blah. Also, wheel covers are flying. Wheel covers are flying on these cars, and that's how close they're getting to the wall to try to maximize and get the quickest times they can get. Logan Sargeant not so good at that. Now, if we remember last season, if we remember, and I think we had it here, I had a video of it. What's going on? Insure Frames going for 8 in a row. Let's get it. Oh, man, 8 in a row. Do not forget how those things work as well. But big shout out to you. Definitely. Do not forget also, last year we were talking about another driver, Nick DeVries, and how he was unable mentally, to me, because he, of course, physically could have done it. In functionality, he could have done it. But I just think mentally he wasn't comfortable to the level that he may have even assumed that he would be going into this. Oh, gee, Zilla just blessed 10 people in the chat with Wolfpack memberships. Bro is sharing the love on this Friday. If you were already having a bad Friday, it just got better because OG Zilla just blessed you. OG Zilla, big shout out. Let's see who got those. Let's see who got those Wolfpack memberships from OG Zilla. All right, people that have been blessed by OG Zilla on this wonderful Friday of qualifying March 8th are Insure Frames, OG Zilla. Holy shit, he says. All right, we got the T. We got Fuban. We got K Camo. We got the Chaos Druid. The Chaos Druid. Okay, Chaos Druid must be in the chat then. Okay, all right. We got Achabi. We got Rusty Dog. We got Decar. We got looks like Ill. Which, hey, that's I wanted to. We got Brandon Wenzel. We got King Tone. King Tone. Everybody, you got your Wolfpack memberships. Go ahead. Do not forget. Join the Discord if you like. Chaos Druid. I gotta remember where that one was, man. I gotta remember where that one was. But join the Discord if you like. And big shout out to everybody. Big shout out to OG Zilla sharing the love today, man. That's some G shit. OG Zilla doing G like shit. That's exactly what that is. OG Zilla doing G shit. So also let's look at this. Not qualifying times, but times for FP3, not so good for Mercedes. Hamilton 9th, Russell 4th. Something similar we saw last week in the finishing, and maybe something similar that many of you don't want to see this week in the qualifying rounds, let alone free practice. As you see, Valtteri and Zhou right there together, even though Zhou had that major impact. Logan Sargeant, again, as usual, down here at the bottom, catfishing it up for FP3. Albon not too high up, 17th. Looking to see Albon try to have a repeat performance of last season, which pretty much all gave us the hope that he was going to be the driver Williams could count on. Then right there, you see RB not too far from each other, 16th and 13th. Alpine still having trouble. Haas is still As, and they are where they are. And Bria coming in right here in the 10th spot, while Leclerc, his current driving partner for the weekend, the #1 driver of Ferrari, who will be Lewis Hamilton's teammate next season. Leclerc 2nd, Verstappen 1st, and Perez 3rd. Perez being 3rd to me is a little bit funny. You want to know why? Because Perez, in my opinion, definitely is the street circuit king. So being a street circuit king, I would like to see him do something a bit better and see how he goes from there. See how he goes from there. So we will see if Perez can revive his street kingness. All right, we want to see if he's going to revive his street kingness and actually show it up here in qualifying. He's not far behind, 0.2, I think, right there, and then 0.4 off the leader, 0.2 gap off of Leclerc. So, it's not bad. It's doable, but if those tenths just keep adding up because he can't close that gap, then it doesn't look good at all. So we will see how that rolls out. Right now, we are 2 minutes off qualifying. It is game time for us here. You see the clock has not even started yet. Still 18 minutes on the clock. Wind 7.9 kilometers due north, 31.4 Celsius is track temp, 25.1 is ambient air temp. Humidity is at 56%, which we are a bit concerned if it hits 60%, which could put us in some moisture areas that may yield to rain. McLaren is taking out to go to pit lane exit. And right now, we are about to see this clock tick down. 18 minutes is on it, but it will not stay that way as we are 2 minutes out from starting the qualifying round 2, Saudi Arabia, Jeddah, fastest circuit. Once again, big shout out to OG Zilla dropping those 10 Wolfpack memberships, blessing people in the chat. Love it, love it, love it. All right, you know how I say, what I always tell you, these people here in the red, they are in danger, but right now it is premature to say that they will not make it as they are just starting out here. But with the names that we see there, could possibly be the names that we see there by the time Q1 is over. Albon, Ricciardo, Bottas, Zhou, and Sargeant. What I am going to say is I do think Albon will make it out of there in the Q2. Valtteri, very possible, maybe. I think Valtteri can make it out of Q2. I will not be shocked to see Ricciardo not make it, but also keep in mind because Zhou will not be competing, at least at this point in time. I don't see he's going to compete. We see what's going on right there. He's going to give somebody into Q2. So somebody's going to get a free spot in the Q2 because Zhou's going to occupy that one. So whoever gets that spot at wherever you are, if you're 15th, you should definitely send Zhou some cookies, maybe send him some pizza, send him something, you know what I'm saying? Send Zhou something that he can munch on or he can chill with and have a good time with while he's not going to be on track because he gifted you in the Q2 because if you're 15th, you definitely weren't making it on marriage, you know what I'm saying? And we do got the green light and the clock is ticking down, 17 minutes, 54 seconds, and it is game time! Logan Sargeant, enjoy being second right there as it will likely not last long. Does anybody want to guess? I'm going to put a poll in the chat. You know what I say, don't dance on it, vote on it, but you know what Freak Dogs Flesh says? He says do it both. Dance on it and vote on it. What I'm going to ask you is, do you think Logan will wall it? I think this is a better way to put it. All right, in the chat, Dan, let me know what y'all think. Do you think Logan will wall it? Also, do not forget, this is the way your questions will come for Kickback Quality Trivia in the form of that. The yes and no will be there, but those answers will not count. And I will not read the question because then it just, kind of contradicts what we're doing. It's counterproductive what Galacticus, Sylvia, Wick, and I had discussed about doing. So it will come in that form, just like you are seeing it right there in the poll, but you will put your answer in the super chat right here, and we'll see what's popping and locking. All right, let's see who's going to light up this first purple sectors. As you know, purple sectors lifestyle, hats, shirts. You can go ahead and purchase those in the link below. Takes you over to the Wolfpack Purple Sector store. Support the channel. Get a shirt. Also, new shirts will be coming, and I will have those loaded. And once they are loaded, I will go ahead and advertise them and put them in the community chat so you can see them with a live link so you can click over and just go check them out. Front wing sitting up there. A lot of talk right now about Mercedes front wing and Ferrari doing some things on their front wing. And, of course, talk about this pink, blue pig, which I do like the color scheme. Alpine, just it's hot, heavy. Now, remember what I did say. Alpine, they got all this money, but do they really know what to do with all that money? And that was one of the things that I mentioned. Like, you can have all the money, but you got to know where to put that money. So I don't think right now they're doing such a good job. They got all the accumulation of owners from last season and thinking, the 1 billion mark, and now they come in and what did y'all do in the wintertime? What did you do coming into this? Y'all look like first you were the best of the rest, then you weren't, and now it just looks like you're getting worse. What's going to fix that? A lot of changes in the organization. Definitely to make the drivers feel confident in the team that is supporting them, and a car that makes them feel comfortable to perform the best that they can on track, which I don't think they have either of those things. I don't think they have a car that's the best they can perform on track, and I don't think they have the confidence in the organization that should be supporting them. So right there, you're missing two key elements in that triangle. You need the organization, you need the drivers, and you need the car. Right now, I don't feel they have the car, and I don't feel they have the organization, so the drivers are just assed out right now. All right, right here, we see Lando clearing it up with a purple sector in the third sector right there. We see Hulk is in the first sector with a purple, and then K-Mag in second sector with the purple sector. So these sectors right now, Pia just took it right there. Pia, that is my other driver that I do root for going into this season. Pia snatching that first sector purple. And so we're going to see these kind of change back and forth. Now we're looking to see who's going to lock in the first two, not even the first two, who's going to lock in two sectors in the purple right there. That's going to tell us they're becoming more dominant in this qualifying session, at least Q1. And then further on, you know what I always say, I don't falter away from it. K-Mag, best lap out of everybody right now with a 129.528. Will that stick? I don't know. Logan Sargeant again popping over to 2. It is still early. These things happen. Logan Sargeant's gonna, he's gonna do that. It's not anything uncommon. Logan Sargeant definitely is gonna have these little pops in and these pops out. Let's see. OG Zilla said, hopefully Merc got their setup right. Man, bro, you ain't lying. I hope Merc got their setup right, man. Because if they don't have their setup right, bro, you got to start wondering. You have to start wondering if Mercedes does not. Now, I do understand this. New platform. I understand it. Although you're 2 seasons late, we understand that. I don't think a lot of people have the patience for Mercedes to be able to have the learning curve that they rightfully should be able to have, but we think they've utilized enough tolerance from people, and it's just not something that people are willing to give them. They want results right now, and it's fair. Given all the news that we've heard come out, the situation between Lewis Hamilton and the team, the situation between Lewis Hamilton, Russell, and Toto, I don't think people's patience is going to be at an abundance for Mercedes to keep making these errors and stumble while they find themselves getting track way on this new platform that they've decided to build that is more conventional to the grid as it sits. Alonso and Stroll together at the top of the charts, with Alonso with a 128.876. Alonso, y'all, listen, Alonso might be on one. Aston Martin might. Now, the thing is, will Aston Martin get this similar traction and then kind of, start doing this while all other teams just kind of convergence and they just kind of take off? We saw that last season. We'll see that same thing this season with Aston Martin is what we really want to pay attention and look out for. Right now, Aston Martin showing up in Q1, 1 and 2 with Alonso and Stroll. I would like to see if it ever happens where Stroll is in front of Alonso on merit. I don't think it happens, but it could. It could, because at any given race day, things happen, mechanical failures, DQs, traffic, anything like that could happen, and the window might open up for Stroll, and he might just slide through and actually perform better or have a better outcome than Alonso. Do I ever think that Stroll right now in his career, what I've seen from him thus far, he'll perform ever better than Alonso? I don't think so. I don't think he's that. He's not a great driver. He's a good driver. He's just good at that. He's got a good car underneath him. Leclerc popping in number 2 right there to split up the Aston Martin, looking like Christmas colors, red and green. Christmas is a long way away, but that's what they remind me of. Got Alonso sitting up there. What can Leclerc do? Right now, Leclerc is the boss. Completely the boss. Because Carlos the boss. Big shout out to him. Hopefully he has a recovery, a good surgery. He recovers well. We already know Alex Albon went through something like this, which is what gave Nick DeVries his opportunity to come in and race. I believe that was at Monza with the appendicitis. I think that's what Albon had too. Now we're going to have Carlos having appendicitis, having to have surgery. We'll see if his recovery is as fast as Albon had, because Albon's recovery to me was pretty remarkable with the amount of time, plus getting into something like Formula One where it's very demanding on your body. Now we'll see if Carlos is going to have a roughly around the same recovery and then make his way back to Ferrari, or are Ferrari going to find themselves in a similar situation like AlphaTauri did with Liam Lawson, with Bria? That is what we would like to know, and that would be absolutely awesome for Bria, because at least he might get two races out of that in a Formula One car. And think about it, if he performs well, Ferrari has just seen a legitimate audition in race competitive situations that tells them we have a pool to go to if ever we need this driver right here. Now also, contract with Lewis Hamilton is going to kind of dictate his ability, because if he gets in his car and he's performing, other teams see this. So depending on the contractual situation, does he want to be patient for Ferrari? Is he able to go somewhere else and drive for somebody other than Ferrari? And will teams be able to poach? So that you also have to be worried about things like that. When you show a young talent, nobody's seen in a Formula One car in a competitive environment, and they start performing in the top 10, other teams are, hey, not McLaren. McLaren straight. Maybe Mercedes, definitely. Maybe Aston Martin, possibly. Things like that start kind of circling around, and teams start looking and saying, maybe we can grab that guy. So I don't know what the contract situation is. Even if there is one, I'm just talking hypotheticals right now. What could happen if Bria comes up, shows up top 10? I'm telling you, I'm watching this kid right now drive this car, and he looks solid. He looks solid, and he looks comfortable enough to me to where he might possibly make it into the top 10. McLaren showing up 1 and 2, Pia and Norris. Pia leading Norris by the way of 128.755. The Papaya team occupying 1 and 2 at the top right there. FLQ, what's going on? FLQ says, I feel that Merc Racing is being sandbagged. The factory, the new CEO wants out of racing. Damn, bro. Now that's a bold statement right there. FLQ is saying that he thinks Mercedes as a factory would like to be out of Formula One. And I would say, maybe, I don't know what others would say to that, but I would say if you want to be out, maybe just go out. Maybe not ruin your legacy by having such a tarnishing finish to you leaving, to the point people are just starting to clamor that Mercedes shouldn't be in Formula One. Max Verstappen, top of the charts. I always say Max Verstappen's got a hot lap, and there it is. Perez 3, breaking up the Papaya team 1, 2, and 3. And Leclerc coming back at number 2, but can he break the number 2 ceiling? He's been number 2 already. We want to see Leclerc break through the number 2 ceiling and jump up there to the number 1 spot. This might not be a circuit where Leclerc can do that. Alonso again joining the top 3, something very familiar we've seen. But like I was saying in regards to what you said, that's a very bold statement and something that maybe people should think about. I think we already questioned the board and the board members in regards to everything that happened in 2021. Is it possible Mercedes doesn't want in Formula One? I wouldn't think so, but if they do, I'd hate to see them go out like that. I don't think that's the way you should go out. I think you should go out on top or somewhere in between and say, hey, we've had a good stretch, one of the best in Formula One history, and I think now it's time for us to just move on and do other things, not bigger and better things, because Formula One is the pinnacle of motorsports in the world. But other things that you might want to do. So right here, Max Verstappen setting 128.491 in the RB20. Now, I do want to say this. Think about this, because this is, oh man, Piastri collecting some of that wall paint right there with the rear tire coming around. Guaranteed that car is going in, and it's probably got some damage. And we might not see, that seesaw action right there could have been worse. Had the seesaw action from Piastri been a little bit worse, we could have been red flagged for this session. But he collected it up. But the problem is now the car damaged to the point where he will not be able to make it back out. And right there also, I think that might have been Bria right there with a little bit of wall collection, probably making people's butt cheeks pucker, as they don't want to see him wreck the car. They want him to try to have the best opportunity, but in a sense, they're like, hey, be manageable, be a little reserved. You're not the number 2 driver. You're just standing in. We don't want you to come in and just wreck up Ferrari. So if you be manageable, and when you feel it, go for it. But when you don't, just be precautious. And so I know any situation that happens with him where it seems like he might wreck up this SF24, people in the garage are gonna be like, ooh, tight. You know, you might prairie dog one. Max Verstappen, Leclerc 1, 2, and Alonso 3, P a 4th. And as you see right here, the drivers in risk of not making it, as I called it earlier, Zhou will give somebody. And right now it looks like Russell will be receiving that gift if things stay the same. But we still got a lot of time. We haven't even hit the moment where we know a lot of these drivers are going to go ahead, come into the pits and change a lot of things for the final time, which will fall somewhere around the 2.5 minute mark. But right now, if this was to be over, Gasly, Sargeant, Bottas, and Ocon would not be making it. The entire Alpine team and the entire stake F1 kick Sauber team, only because Zhou counts for one of those not for competing. And Yuki right now will be gifting it. So we will see what happens with that. But it is nice to notice that RB drivers are paired together 14 and 15. So what do I say about that? It says to me that Danny Rick is not an obscene amount better driver than Yuki is in his current day. And that's what Danny Rick was supposed to be raving about. This is his opportunity to come out and get that Red Bull seat back, which he should have never left. Well, yeah, you should have never left it, but you did. Do we understand your reasons for why you left it, Dan? Yeah, we understand your reasons. Do we think you should have left it because of those reasons? No, I think you should have bucked up and made it happen and let us see if there was going to be a driver coup from the team that it played out. Because I think Danny Ricciardo versus Sergio Perez would get a lot more traction and a lot more appeal to the public because of Dan's charismatic personality and the way he's out there. Had people seen Red Bull do Daniel wrong, definitely it would have been more outspoken. Perez, to me, I was outspoken just saying, but I think in general from the public, I think Danny Rick would have received way more support, and I think Danny would have been able to put that out there, but he didn't. He tucked tail and ran. So even in saying that, in his actions, maybe he wouldn't have bucked up. So he's trying to get it back. Do I think he gets it back? No, you're not showing up Yuki. By performance is what I mean. You're not showing up Yuki. Nobody's looking at these timesheets and saying, damn, Danny Rick is a far better driver than Yuki right now. I mean, he is by miles away. There's no reason for us not to put him in a Red Bull car. That's not what Danny Rick is showing us on performance. He's showing us that you probably should have stayed on your Spezda tour and traveled across America like you wanted to. And that probably would have been way more notable than your performance right now in Formula One. Just keeping it real, just keeping it a buck. So right now, pit out, Max Verstappen, Leclerc getting ready to close up the second sector, going into his third with some segments, and we'll see how that's going to turn out for him and where that's going to place him. Right now, he does not have a purple sector in either of those 1 and 2, but green is decent. We'll see what happens if he can pull off a purple one here. I don't think it'll change his life for him. At this point in time, his best lap is still about 0.2 off of Max's best lap, which is not an egregious amount. It can be taken, but can he take it? That's the other portion of that. And he does! Charles Leclerc, purple sector in 3 and makes it happen. 128.318. That's what I'm talking about. Clears it up in that purple right there. In the last sector to bring in the time that's going to give him top of the time sheets. Charles Leclerc finally in the #1 spot. It is early, 2 minutes, something seconds. We know these drivers are going to try to come back in, get some final little changes, which I think they already did while I was yapping and gapping. But now we will see what Max Verstappen will make happen. Where will Alonso be? Galactus says, I'm disappointed in VB. Man, I know he is not showing up at all. Listen, Valtteri is not showing up. And so many people were, I gotta wonder, I gotta ask this. And you know what? I need to put it in the chat. I need to put it in a poll, because right now 58% of you all said that Logan will wall it at some point in time, and I'm not even mad at you. I'm gonna put this in a poll because I think it should be polled, and I want to see what you say. And thank you, Galactus. That's poll worthy, and we're gonna poll that. Would There you go. Paul in the chat. Do you think Bolt would have changed things at Merc given what you're seeing right now? I got to know, because last season there was a lot of clamor about campaigning. Valtteri Bottas back at Mercedes, He would do so much better for us. And remember what I told y'all? They got to pick somebody that's going to lead their future. And out of the two drivers, out of Valtteri and Lewis, Valtteri's not the driver to lead them in the future. He's not even the better driver. So at this point in time, given what Russell is doing, it's only round 2. Do you still think Valtteri Bottas would have done something life-changing for Mercedes if he had been there? Galacticus, big shout out for that poll-worthy subtopic, man. Big shout out for that. Right now, Charles Leclerc still at the top. Max Verstappen getting ready to close off his second sector, going into his third. A purple in the first by a fucking long shot. Whoa, a purple in the first by a long shot in comparison. Now let's see what these other sectors lay in. Purple sector, green sector, Charles all yellow, he's pit in. But we will see, oh, Perez joining the third, the Street King S right now, which is going to be leading to no Street King title at all, which is what we credit. Max Verstappen making it happen again. No capping, 128.12 tenths, about 1.6 tenths off of there. Going ahead and making it happen, reclaiming that first spot. Right now with 14 seconds on the clock, Yuki is in the drop-off area. Yuki said, hell no, Wolfpack. I'm top 10. Danny Rick is not. Yuki, that's my dog. That's my other driving root for you. Go, Yuki. Go, Yuki, go. Okay, other than that, Yuki just changed it. Valtteri in the drop-off zone. Gasly in the drop-off zone. Logan Sargeant, no bullshit. I ain't surprised, in the drop-off zone. And Ocon in the drop-off zone. And Stroll popping the #2, dropping Lewis Hamilton to 11th in the spots. Oh my goodness. I know there's got to be some eyebrows raised at this Lewis Hamilton situation. Is he mentally gone from, oh, that was a bad look right there we just saw in the Aston Martin. Is he mentally gone or not? You know what time it is. It is almost kickback quality time. I am about to get ready to put the first trivia question in the live chat. We are going to end that poll because 68% of you all said yes. And I just got to ask you this. If you say yes to that, is Valtteri Bottas a better driver than Lewis Hamilton? No. He said that. He's admitted to it. So I'm not too sure Valtteri would have changed life at Mercedes for Lewis as far as competitiveness. I think definitely for friendship and camaraderie, without a doubt, 100%. And maybe that in itself would result in some type of minuscule performance improvement. Maybe. I don't know. But I'm not inclined to think Valtteri would have been the answer for Mercedes doing any better than they have been. All right, here we go. First question in the chat for trivia games. Remember, you have to answer with a super chat. I don't want to have to keep telling you that. You give the answer and somebody else takes your answer with a super chat. Congratulations, you just played yourself. First question coming up. This should be an easy peasy one. I'm starting you off easy. Why? Because you've seen this one before. Nobody got the answer. There's your opportunity to get the answer. Let's see what it's going to be. I'm going to take note. I'm going to take note of these scorers. I'm going to take note of who's competing right now. Who is going to be up? Remember, you can steal answers. You can steal answers because if somebody doesn't get it faster than you do the next time, you just got to answer. You just got a question right now. It's 1-1. Let's say I do another one. Insured frames. Oh my gosh. Are y'all going to let this man run away with it? And I don't want to hear anything about unfair, cheating. This is a pole position. Everybody has the opportunity to see it and go for it. Insured frames is first on the board. Insured frames first on the board with 1 point only. There is still opportunity and time for somebody to get another question right. And the second question is coming your way. Here we go. Time has not done anything as of yet. The clock has not even reset. Trust me, we still got time to go. I'm about to ask the next question for the trivia games, and here it comes. It is more of a complete that question than it is the whole thing correctly. So here you go. Let me see who's going to get this one. This one might throw a little, this one might throw a little monkey wrench in there. There are some people that I would expect to get a question like this correct, but I don't know if they're competing or not. They might just be being a spectator. So we'll see. Here we go. Here we go. There's the answer. There's the question. There it goes. Complete it. Let's see what you get. Now, you do have to come up with the first, which I already know is there, but you need to come up with the second. So I need both the first and the second in your answer, not just the second. I need you to put the first, which is already there, and the second, which, to be fair, even if you put the second, I still will give you credit. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my fucking goodness, people. Does anybody want to give free money? Does anybody want to give free money? Come on now, if you're not competing for free money, what are you doing? Insured frames getting a second one. Is anybody going to stop this guy? Is anybody want to stand up and stop this guy? All right, listen, with that being said, because Insured Frames has run away, Lewis Hamilton is getting in the car, so something's got to be going on. Listen, Etch, yo, that is the right answer, but you got to answer with a super chat if you want the credit for it. Got to answer with a super chat. If you answer like that and give the question away, cool, do it. But if somebody takes that question and answer with a super chat, it's rap. Fam, I'm conflicted. How many times we going to hear I set up for race pace? I'm questioning. OG Zilla, bro, I was thinking the same shit, dog. I'm thinking, yo, what is this? How is this still happening? How are we still making this continuous mistake? That just seems crazy. That just seemed crazy to me. We still set up for race pace, not in qualifying and not qualifying pace. When are we not doing that? When are we not doing that? I'm going to tell you right now, if you look at the chart as it is, Lewis Hamilton in 11th, if this performance continues by either Mercedes driver, they will not make it into Q3. Now, if we take our attention to FP3, Hamilton did make it into the top 10. So, yes, he has the possibility to make it into Q3. But will he make it into Q3? Because all the other teams have changed their setups, quote unquote, for qualifying pace. Did Mercedes do the same? I don't know. Like OG Zilla said, how many times we going to hear this shit? Man, that's a very good question. And I really can't even give you a good answer because I can't even be too confident that Mercedes knows the damn answer, bro. I can't even be too confident that Mercedes knows the answer to your question, man. So we will see what happens. But right now, the clock has been reset to 15 minutes. The new drop-off zone has been reset as well. We are 8.6 kilometers due north, a little bit tick up in wind speeds, 30.9 Celsius on track temp, 25.2, and still holding strong at 56% on humidity. As long as that happens, we're doing good because that means we're not at 60. If we hit 60 and starts creeping up, we're looking at rain. 56, we can make it through this entire session without any rain. But can we make it through this session without any red flags? That's another question. Can we make it through this session without any red flags? Because red flags could prolong our qualifying session, could make us all a little bit irritable. And depending on the driver and team that walls it or hits another driver and team, it could damn well make us excited and we could just fly off the handle. Right now, Insured Frames is leading in Kickback Quality Trivia, and Insured Frames is leading by 2. Now, still, like I told you, you can steal points. You can still dodge, man. Merc has 4 more races to get right or ride the wood. Hey, if you're not familiar with that terminology, that means you're getting benched. Dodge Man is saying that they got 4 more races. So Dodge Man, let me ask you this. Is that by the 6th round, or are you giving them Are you giving them 4 more races from this point? Are you giving them 4 more races from this point, or did your 4 more races already start from race 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Or are you going to go from here and race 3, 4, 5, 6? You know, what are you going to do, bro? You know, you come from 2, so it's 3, 4, 5, 6. Or are you going to go from 1 already, and which means they only got 2 more races, which is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. So you giving them to round 6, or are you giving them to round 4? Where are you starting at? FLQ says sandbagging. Racer X210 says Ferrari rookie in Q3. Can he place it in top 5? Let's go. Man, Racer X210, that's what I want to know, bro. That's what I want to know. If he places this thing in Q3, bro, you gotta give bro some props. Now, we also gotta we also gotta keep in mind, we've seen this type of shit before. We've seen Nick DeVries come in and just wow us. Oh my gosh, he's just got so much experience. Did you see what he did? He took Williams into points. And then this shit can. He wet the bed the following season. Not to mention, we could talk about the financial shit where that was unfortunate for him, but he wet the bed. So I only say that to say this. I'm going to give Bria all the props for currently coming in off the F2 because he wasn't on the couch, coming in from F2, getting adjusted through free practice, and then taking Ferrari and putting him in the Q3, which would be the top 10 on a grid position. And if the young buck finishes in the top 10, I'm going to give him credit where credit's due, but what I'm not going to do is give him a bunch of pins and medals and awards for what he's going to be able to do in the following season if he gets a contract. He's going to have to reprove himself to me after he gets a contract, lands in a permanent Formula One seat. I got to see that for myself. I got to see that. I think Nick DeVries should have taught us all a lesson about just putting all your eggs in a basket just because it seems pretty as Easter's coming up, no pun intended. And as we are right now, Lewis Hamilton, Russell, top of the charts. Let's go. Coming out of the bag in Q2, Mercedes are 1 and 2. Hulkenberg, Pia, my other driver showing up in 2. We got Papaya. We got Patronus Blue. That's what Norris said. Hey, Hamilton, sorry, bro, from one Brit to another. I got to go on and push you on out. But damn, what do you say? What do you say? Has Merc woken up today? Have they woken up? Too early to tell. Too damn early to tell. All this means is they got out there first. They got things going. Charles Leclerc from Ferrari, where the destination of Lewis Hamilton will be for 2025, says, Lewis, let me show you what we're going to have waiting for you. Miami is the last chance, Dodgeman says. Okay, Miami the last chance. I think that will be round 6. I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you. I can't even hold you for that, bro. I think that's more than fair. I think that's more than fair, given who we're talking about, for sure. Right there, Leclerc, Russell, Pia, Norris, Hamilton, Bria in 5th. Let's go, Bria. Show us something, bro. Show us something, Bearman. I don't know why I call him Bria, but show us something, Bearman. I give everybody nicknames, man. Give everybody nicknames. Sometimes your nickname ain't associated. Just what it's what I'm coming up with. But Bearman right there, we call him Bia. Like I got Pia. Hamilton, top of the charge. Bob. Yellow flag. Russell going over that. Mercedes leapfrogging each other into the top spot for qualifying. We do have a yellow flag in sector 5, but hopefully that yellow flag will clear up. I do not see at this point in time what just may have happened. And there is also an incident being recognized by Bia, man. What's going on? Yellow flag, red flag the session. It's a wrap. Yeah, red flag. They're coming in, y'all. We got a red flag. And right there, is that a Haas? Haas is us. And Haas right now is showing us their us. There it is right there, Nico Hulkenberg sitting off the track into what looks like a blue lagoon of water. And it looks like maybe he will be done for, that does look like a blue lagoon, but red flag right now. But given the situation, it looks like they should be able to clear that up fairly expeditiously and get us back on the Ferris wheel looking very beautiful in the background. Big shout out on that. But yeah, that's Hulkenberg. He's probably done for the day. Ensure frames. Let me get this darkened up, man, so I can see. Ensure frames now 2 points up right now. Looking at the replay back from Nico, trying to see what may have took place or what happened right there. He goes around his buddy, goes around Kevin. As he's going around Kevin, he's making that turn, makes a nice little turn through the S's. Next thing you know, he's on the gas. He's coming back through that turn right there. And it seems like something's wrong with the car right there as it sits. Right there, it seems like there was something wrong with the car right even there. You could just tell by the irky-jerky movement of his head. That's not just bumps. It looks like that car might be something wrong with the drivetrain. So, yeah, he pulls the car off. Fortunately, no collision, because that means we shouldn't have the red flag for long. OG Zilla, what you think about rumors of Mike Elliott getting recruited by Alpine? Oh, man. Damn. Let me see what y'all said over here about this chat. Y'all said, man, Mike Elliott getting recruited by Alpine. This is what I'll say. This is what I'll say. If he's getting recruited by Alpine, it's because they need somebody. I'm going to say that. All is fair in the war. Okay, so if Alpine feel they're trying to get somebody to help him with the technical development of their car, because he's proven, he's proven. He's proven. He stepped in and showed, hey, we can do something, but he stepped in and screwed it up. Kind of, but I think Elliott got a little bit too much blame for everything in the failure of the 13 and the 14. All right. I think he got a little bit too much blame. But if they get Mike Elliott, I can't say that that's going to be a worse situation than they're already in. I think it might be a better situation given where they are right now, which is damn near nowhere. They're out. I mean, look at the board. They're out in Q1. Their pace hasn't been unbelievable, nor has it been something to marvel at. Their qualifying hasn't been something to marvel at. So if they get Mike Elliott, they probably need him. And I say more power to him. Go on over there and see what you can do at Alpine. And then think about it. Expectations will be, I don't want to say it in a condescending or negative way. Expectations will be lower for Mike Elliott at Alpine. If he goes to Alpine, he's pretty much playing with house money right now. Otmar gone, Rossi gone, teams in disarray, drivers are not confident. We don't know if this team principal is going to be able to hang on. Is there going to be another one coming in? He's playing with house money. At the same time, he's in a very fiery situation because Formula One teams want to compete right now. So we're bringing you in because we think you could bring us into the competition right now, at least better than we already are. And if he doesn't, he's going to wear that. Okay, but he's still lightweight playing with house money because there's shit right now. So it's not as if I'm coming in and making you worse. You're already bad. I'm coming in. I should be able to show you some improvement. So anything that he does that is positive will be, it'll be superimposed, especially if it's noticeable by commentators, by analysts, by us as spectators. So I think that's cool. Galactus says, I want to hear the new guy call Gene after a race. Hey, yeah. Kamutsu like, hey, Gene. You know what? I don't think we hear him calling Gene after a race as much as we hear Gunther. Even if it does happen, I don't think he doesn't seem, especially the culture, doesn't seem like they're going to want to televise that all the time. If he does, he will, and we probably won't know much about it until DTS 7 comes out and we get to see a lot of the backing or the back happenings of Formula One, but I don't think we hear it as much as we heard Gunther saying, I gotta call Gene. It was just like, damn, man, you call that, your wife probably jealous, bro. You call Gene a lot. You know what I'm saying? You calling Gene a little bit much for my liking. Your wife probably thinking like, why you call Gene so damn much? Like, why are you calling him so much, Gunther? Why are you on the phone with Gene every time I turn around? Gene, it just seemed a little bit too much. Do you have to have the phone calls? Yeah. But it seemed like Gunther it was over there. Gotta call Gene. I got tired of hearing it. So we'll see. But right now, 10 minutes, 50 seconds left on the clock. Drivers in risk of not making it don't even matter right now because it was a yellow flag situation. There are two drivers that could be very valid for where they are right now, and that's Yuki and Danny Rick. We damn well know Max Verstappen is not getting eliminated right here. Has it happened? Well, he got put out before by Liam Lawson, actually. And that did happen, but that's not going to be your average situation. So don't anticipate or even expect that. If there are two drivers there, it's the RB team that likely will be not making it into Q3. But I'm not even confident in that because Actually, Nico is going to give somebody into Q3 because his car, his time, if it would be very, very bad if Nico went out that early in the session and nobody from RB could do a better time than that. That right there that'd be bad. That'd look bad. It wouldn't be bad, it would look bad. So I hope that's not the case out here in these streets. But we will soon shall see. We will soon shall see. Russell right now at the top of the board. 128.6 is the time to beat for the number one spot. Lewis Hamilton is coming out. It is finally probably a breath of fresh air for Mercedes fans to see that Petronas Blue sitting at the top in the top 5. How long will it last? I don't know, but I will say this. I'm a bit obnoxious. No, I'm a bit nauseated. It just seems people are so fixated on Lewis Hamilton. There wasn't this much talk about Lewis when he was outperforming Russell last season as much as there was about Russell when he was seeming to outperform Lewis, which we know why that was. It was not on merit. It was by situation and conditions of testing and bearing the load. Russell was Mr. Top 5 in that season. Now here it is again. Russell leading the way most of the time right now in round 1 and round 2. And now it's just these commentators, oh, it's just better than Hamilton, or he's outperforming Hamilton. And yeah, it just seems it's a little bit too noticeable. You might want to pipe it down. You might want to balance it out because I'm pretty sure it just seems a bit obnoxious. OG Zilla said, wife, who you on the phone with? Gene from State Farm. Oh my gosh, that's a good one, OG Zilla. Gene from State Farm. Hell yeah, bro. That's a good one. That commercial was solid as hell. That's a good one, bro. Solid drop right there, bro. Solid drop. Right now, Russell still number 1, waiting for Max Verstappen to complete a good lap, you know what I'm saying, an out lap and get something going. As we see right there, Bearman not looking like, I'm not going to even say it. I think he can still make it. Hulk's time is steadily sinking. Oh, actually, Hulk's time is steadily sinking, so he's going to come down. I don't think he's coming back out. I think that might be a wrap on that, especially if it's a gearbox situation, not a electronic situation. They're changing that gearbox is not going to happen in this session at all in time for him not to be not make it into Q3. I don't want to say not disqualified. He's not going to make it into Q3. Right now, this even gives Bearman a better opportunity to make it into Q3, given that there are 2 drivers that didn't compete, gifting somebody into Q2, and now Hulk and Haas having their issue, they're going to gift somebody into Q3. So this right here is a prime opportunity if he can just manage to put together some solid times and solid laps. Perez, Street King Perez, set the top with a 128.5. The tits are falling, and Max Verstappen oh my gosh, damn near 5 fucking tenths. Max Verstappen sitting at the top, 128, pretty much fucking flat. And Alonso coming in second to kick Perez down. Holy smokes. Blow the boots off and the doors off. Holy smokes right there. What the hell's going on? Oh my gosh. Perez, bro, you're about to lose any title that you could have had to make people feel that you could be and not a had been. I'm just being honest, man. 5 tenths, shit, bro. That's not good. That's not good at all. Leclerc joining the top 3. Alonso, again, no surprise there with him coming in and out of the top 3. Now, at this point in time, as these cars are warmed up, tires are getting in, people are getting back comfortable. Now, at this point in time, will we see Mercedes again plumb up to the top? Oh, gotta answer this. What's going on, baby cakes? I'm on live. What's up? Okay. Bye. Gotta answer that. I don't play no games about that. Never know what could be going on out there. She called something wrong. I gotta say I'm out. I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? But fortunately, it's all good. Else she would have told me. So yeah, we'll see if they're gonna come and cycle through the top now. You know what I'm saying? See if they're gonna cycle it through the top now. That is what I would like to see if that's going to happen. But if it doesn't, nobody here will be surprised. If it does, that's what we will be surprised about. because then that will be a glimmer of a light in your eye in a tunnel that is a very dark tunnel to say, hey, Mercedes might be getting their shit together. That is what you will be able to say. Mercedes might be getting their shit together. They got 5 minutes to make something shake and break. Should PU and part amounts be increased by 1 or 2? Hey, man, listen, bro, we had this conversation last season, and I brought up a whole chart. Yes, I think that matter of fact, do I still have that illustration? Because that's a very good question, and I think it should be, especially now. Look, we're increasing the races. So, yeah, I think that we already have certain allocations that are already going out. Yeah, I think so, man. In my opinion, I think that they should be upped at least by 1 or 2 in certain areas, especially. And I did have an illustration to show that. And let me see if I still have that. If I still have that illustration, because it was actually a pretty good one in my opinion, but definitely one that people should consider. But yeah, if I don't have it, then I'll bring it up at some point in time again, because that was definitely something that they should have had on the table to consider about the drivers and the teams being able to have at least 1 or 2 more allocations in certain areas, and they still haven't changed it, which makes it very rough. And I also think there should be something done with the cost cap in regards to that and other teams and how they perform and how they finish out in each season. Right there, Max Verstappen still at top, Alonso second, and Leclerc third. But if I don't have that illustration, then I'll just find it one day, and we can have that conversation at another time and talk about that, because I think that's a very good topic. Very good topic. Galactus, very good conversation to be had. Definitely as we go deeper into the season to see where some of these teams are going to be out of allocations and start receiving grid penalties. I'd be interested to see how much sooner that actually happens than the year and the year before that. So yeah, definitely good topic, definitely good conversation to have. Right there, 3 minutes on the clock. You know what time it is. It's game time. It is absolutely game time at this point in time. You're going to see all the cars going in. They're starting to make these changes. They're going to come out and try to really, really lay it down. We got K-Mag sitting right there to be disqualified. Bearman right here moves up to 11th. He might not make it into Q3 with those times, but we will see. It's not over for him yet. Anything could happen still at this point in time. K-Mag looking like he likely will be out of there. Ricardo is being outperformed once again by Yuki Suki. I'm going to say it. Yuki, do your thing, bro. Albon, although made it out of Q3, is looking in jeopardy of not making it out of Q1, is looking in jeopardy of not making it out of Q2 into Q3. Right there, OG says they should have increased the allocations when they introduced sprint races. Bing, bing, bing. When they introduced more sprint races. When they went up from 3 to 6, definitely. Way more degrees on the engine over a P3 session. Hey, bro, I'm fully with all that. Another good mention right there. They should have definitely did that. And I know the teams get money, but the allocations definitely should have came up with that amount of usage and stress being put on the team. Ooh, that wall is serious. The sparks are getting up. Bearman right there. Oh, man, tearing up the floor to Ferrari likely. That's a rough little patch, but that's not something that's too bad. We can expect that. I mean, he's just getting in. He's just getting in here trying to do his thing. I'm not finna overly or heavily criticize Bearman for anything that might come off as a shortcoming, because right now, to me, it's not. Yeah, he's got to perform. Is it still a mistake? Yes, but in the context of where he was and where he is today in a Formula One car, trying to get himself in a situation where he's going to have to go into a race and he's not been, no, I'm not finna overly criticize him or penalize him for a mistake that he may make. If he wrecks the car, of course, I'm going to go loud and loud and obnoxious about it. But still, even in that situation, we got seasoned drivers. 2 seasons, multiple seasons. Look at Joe. Joe just tore up a whole damn car. He's not a rookie. So, no, even if Bearman tells up a car, I'm going to be like, okay, it sucks for Ferrari, but is that a reason to really knock him? No, he's got to try to find the limits of being out of control, but in control somewhere. And sometimes when you find that line, you tend to fall over it. And now, don't go that far or again. So, nah, I'm going to still give him credit for doing what he's done. And hopefully we see him in the race. And I'm still going to give him even credit if he's top 15. If he brings the car home and doesn't wreck it, I'm still going to give him credit. I'm not going to overly criticize him. I think at this point in time, people are expecting way too much from rookies, and I think they're unfairly judging rookies, and I don't think that that's a fair situation, a fair thing to do at all. So we will see how that goes, and we'll see how that turns out. OG Zilla, also good mention right there. Williams Garage, RB Garage with Ricardo looking to see what he can do. As right now, he is looking in jeopardy of not making it over there. And that's right there. You see the picture, Joe, right there on the wall. He did it just not too long ago. FP3, I mean, it was over for him. So, no, not at all. Bearman, you do your thing, bro. Look at Logan Sargeant. I mean, tearing up the wall. He's torn up a lot of cars. He didn't do so great in his rookie season. So, and now he's here again for a second opportunity, and it doesn't look like he's going to really change our mindset as far as how we feel about him in a Formula One car. So, tough luck. It's a hard sport. 0 right there. Bearman may not make it. I think that messed up his final time. Ricardo, 2 more segments to finish out this lap to see if this is going to get him out of hot water. And let's see if it does. And no, it doesn't. Ricardo is going to be out of there. And somebody got a gift, and it looks like Hamilton, if it finishes out like that, Hamilton will be the one that is gifted in the Q3 by way of Hulkenberg for not completing the Q2 session. Ricardo is done. K-Mag and Haas is done. Albon looking as if maybe he might be able to make something happen. We'll see where his final lap is. If we look at those, it's going to, I don't think Albon's going to make too much happen right there. I think Lewis Hamilton might be safe. Albon going to bring it back in to see where he can possibly end up. And here it is, the final segment in this sector. And what does Albon do? Albon is done. It is nothing right there. He knows it. He's done. So Hamilton will make it into Q3 along with Stroll, Yuki Tsuki, Norris, Perez, Russell, Pia outperforming Lando in Q2. Alonso in the top 3 once again, starting to be a consistent thing as we see. Verstappen and Charles Leclerc, is that a battle that we could get off the start, and a battle that is not interesting to me given what I saw Charles Leclerc do last season in Coda? You let Max Verstappen run you into the parking lot, and you didn't do shit to hold your ground. So I'm not really I don't even have any hopes that Charles will put up a good fight and say, wreck me out, wreck you out, we're done for the race, but you keep doing me like that, and that's what's going to happen. Lewis Hamilton better get it together. Mercedes better get it together. There's a nice little gap right there between Lewis and Russell, if you would like to say that. It's only 2/10. That's not a lot, but 2/10. And you see how many drivers are in that gap, that bread and sandwich mixture of 2/10. There's 4 drivers in between Lewis and Russell in a 2/10 gap span. That's kind of remarkable as far as them selling us on these cars racing closer together. Well, I guess it finally kind of came true. They are a bit closer together as teams started getting a bit more grasp on the new philosophy, the new regulations, the cars, their development. There you go. So that leads for us to have some entertaining racing going on. All right, as it sits, it is time. Kickback quali trivia time. Rookie almost knocked out Lewis. I know, right, OG Zilla? He did. He really, really did. Almost knocked Lewis out. Like Max got knocked out by Liam Lawson. That almost happened. In a lesser Red Bull car on top of that happened for Max Verstappen. All right, here we go. Time for quality. Time for trivia. The next trivia question is coming at you right now. Do not forget, answer with a super chat. Excuse me. Here is the next one coming your way. Pay attention. Read and answer. All right, boom. Oh, I almost put the damn answer in the question. That would have been a freebie like a mudder. All right, here you go. Let's see who gets this one. Are y'all going to let him go on a clean sweep? Or is somebody going to step up and steal this? Talking about $25 Visa gift cards going out. Money going out. What's going on? There's the question. It's in the poll. I know people see it. I know you see it. Let's get the answers in. This is an easy-ass answer, too. This is an easy-ass answer. It's too easy. Too freaking easy. I'm going to get my sticky note ready because I might just pick up this damn gift card right now. Hey. Answer with a super chat. This is fucking easy, yo. This is easy. I cannot read the question. You have to read it yourself. If it is a bit confusing, we will just go on to the next question, and then I will rephrase it and then post it again. If nobody gets it in the next, let me see. If nobody gets it in the next minute, I will take it down and put up another question. But if somebody wants a opportunity to get in there, I don't have to tell you where the question is. You know where the question is. Everybody knows where the question is. It's a poll. It's in the poll. It's in the poll. Come on, we've been over these rules. Let's get it. Let's get it. It's game time. Somebody better steal that one. Somebody needs to go step up and steal that one. All right, I'm about to end up taking it down. Nobody's gotten it yet. We're going to go on to another. We're going to another question. Now, if I take this down and you happen to post the answer before I get the new question up, you still will get credit for it. That is 1 minute. The clock is ticking. It is done with. I'm about to end that one. Boom, there it is. I've ended it. I will rephrase it if nobody gets that right. Remember, if you put that up, oh, should have answered with a super chat right there. I just seen somebody post it up. Should have answered with a super chat. Should have gotten it. Here we go. Boom. All right, there you go. Next one is up. The last question is voided. Somebody came up with the answer but did not answer with a super chat, therefore is not going to get credit for it. The next one is up right now. Next one is up. Here we go. Here we go. Next one is up in the poll. Next one is up in the poll. Thank you very much, Galactus. Next one is up in the poll. I see people see it. Oh my gosh. Hot diggity fucking damn. Insure Frames is smoking. People, man, Carl, you need to compete on the right level, bro. You would have had 2 points, man. Baraka, where the fuck have you been, bro? Where you been, Baraka? Oh my goodness, 3 people, 2 people that should have been competing could have made this a very interesting battle. Instead, they let Insure Frames take it with a clean sweep. Y'all better stand up and get the fuck out here in these trivia streets and start collecting some of this money. Insure Frames, 2 back-to-back, 1 more trivia game, and he will go on a 60-day hold before he can win another. All right, y'all, listen, that is 2 back-to-back for Insure Frames. I just sent you one. I should have waited. I should have just waited and sent you them both together. That's what I should have did, but I like to try to get them out. Insure Frames, winner of, God damn it, this marker ain't shit. Insure Frames, winner of Quality Kickback trivia right there. It is 1950, and he put more on the answer, giving some extra credit right there. Insure Frames, congratulations. Baraka, bro, I need you to show up. Carl, bro, you got the juice, man. You got some talent, bro. You need to step up and start competing for this free money. Damn, free fucking money, y'all. About to go ahead, Insure Frames. I got you right here. I already got your address from the last one. I'm just going to get this one ready for you and send it out, bro. Congratulations. Congratulations, man. Big shout out. Big shout out. All right, so there we go. Insure Frames is done. Those questions will be scrubbed except for that last one. What I will do is kind of maybe reword the last one, and the last question nobody got, and maybe it will come across a bit better. 11 minutes, 57 seconds on the clock. We are in Q3. It is time to be where I always tell you we will be. Chips pushed to the middle of the table. It's time to see where these drivers are going to be and who's going to be in pole position and who's in the top 3. Right now, you do see Mercedes again at the top prematurely, as it was premature last time, and they didn't make it at the end. They were faltering somewhere in the middle, and last, according to top 10, Lewis Hamilton bringing in that 10th spot. Now we're going to see where Mercedes is, where things really, really are turned up. This is for all the marbles. Pole position is on the table to be taken by any of these top 10 drivers. As you see right here, Yuki Tsuki is in Q3 and Ricardo is not. Bearman did not make it, and neither did Albon. Galactus, Insure Frames, you got the juice. Congrats. He do, man. He do got the juice, man. By the way, you do realize only Wolfpack family members with badges can compete in quality trivia games. I made it this way this season because I feel like you all should be the ones to benefit for something like this, not somebody who's just a subscriber, not somebody who's not even a subscriber. Big shout out to all the subscribers, but when you have a badge, you have committed yourself to be more of a family member of Wolfpack, so I feel like you all should be the ones to benefit from any money. If I'm going to give it away, it should be you to receive it. All right, so here we go. It's game time. We got 10 minutes, and I'm hungry as shit. I'm going to eat after this. By the way, the breakfast sandwich that was made last week, courtesy of Electronic Cornbread, suggesting that I make a honey bun breakfast sandwich, which I did, and I posted it. It turned out awesome and lovely. Yeah, definitely a good one right there. All right, so let's get this. Let's see what's gonna happen, man. Let's see what's gonna fly, cause I'm ready to get this thing going. Ready to get this thing going. Right now, Lewis Hamilton flying around the track. Leclerc right there, still one. Looking, oh, purple sectors 2 and 3 right there. Russell popping up to the top in second place. Lewis in third. Charles in first. We already know, and if you don't know, you should suspect it. Verstappen will show up in the top 3, if not the first position, with the RB20, and they're only going to get better and better with this car. Now, other teams will get better too, right? Mary Beanie looks yummy. Thank you, Mary Beanie, with the honey buns. Grab my attention. See, I see honey bun, I'm like, squirrel. Honey buns grab my attention for real. All right, so, let me go to fan funding so I can see all the super chats. I don't want to miss anybody does a super chat. I'm glad that they put this in here because now I miss less super chats, and Mary Beanie has to get on me less about missing super chats because fan funding shows me the super chats solely, so I can see that. Leclerc popping is at the top. Pia in 2, Russell 3, Lewis Hamilton 7, Yuki Tsuki in 6, hot diggity dog. Alonso doing what Alonso do. And Aston Martin can't be, he's just proving that. He's showing us what he doing at Aston Martin. I mean, damn it. Can't be mad at it. Verstappen, where is he going to go? To the top. That's where he goes. To the top. Or is there going to be any team that's going to develop through the course of this season to bring a fight to Red Bull? We got all this talk about Max Verstappen going to Mercedes. Can't discredit it. There was a lot of talk about Lewis Hamilton going to Ferrari, and that shit is happening. Max Verstappen going to Mercedes, that could be crazy, and I don't know what kind of driver pair that's going to be because it's going to be different. Lewis Hamilton! Top of the charts, 128. Russell, gotta give Russell gotta give him the same energy. Top of the charts, Mercedes making it happen. 128.3, 128.8, and Pia, that's my dog. 128.3, and Norris, look at him go. 128.6. Shit getting real. Shit getting spicy. It's getting spicy, baby. Let's make it happen. This is getting exciting. This is getting exciting. What are they going to do, Charles? What you going to do? You all by yourself, the lonely Ferrari. Carlos is having surgery. Bearman couldn't do it, but he's a rookie, but he did something. At least he got a left. He almost put Lewis Hamilton out. We're going to see what happens in the race. How many spaces can he make up? How many spaces will he lose? Or will he stay the same? Perez, Street King S. Until you win this race. If you win this race, I will go back to calling you Street King, not Street King S. Alonso again. Where's Stroll? Have you seen him? Have you seen him? Tell me, have you seen him? Seen him. Where's Stroll? He's 10th. Is Stroll going to pop up and show us what can happen? There goes Max Verstappen at the top. We're going to look for, I'm telling you, I'm holding Stroll's feet to the fire this season. If he does not do better than he did last season, and if Stroll doesn't grab a podium this season, I don't want to hear shit else about what Stroll is and what he's going to be and the potential. No, he is what he is. If Stroll doesn't grab one podium this season, don't talk to me about what Stroll can be. He's just good in a very good car. That's it. Alonso grabbed 8 last season. He didn't grab shit. If he doesn't grab one this season, I don't want to hear anything. The broke wrist thing is over. We're in a whole nother year. I'm giving him all the smoke. I'm gonna give him all the smoke. Insure Frames, 2024 cars are so close to 2021 car pace. I also noticed that, bro. I was going back looking at some time sheets. I also noticed that. That means they're getting it back together in these new era regulations. Very good mention right there. Never mind, 2024 cars officially faster than 2021. No, but they are still very close, bro. It's because when we saw the 2021, right, we got the new regulations. And for a minute, it seemed things dipped off with 2022, 2023. 2024 cars are returning back to a high competitive close standard. You know what I'm saying? Still, if you go back and look at times of the 2021 Mercedes, you're going to say like, shit, that car was blazing. But in comparison to where we were in 2022, the grid is returning back to a competitive gap of each other to what we were seeing in 2021, in my opinion. That's how I feel, man. I'm telling you. I think next season is going to be even better than this season. Oh, Gisela, what's the over-under on Max being 30 seconds ahead at the end of the race? Oh, my gosh. I'm going to go ahead and take the under. Matter of fact, y'all know me and Mechanic Mercedes got a $500 bet. Me and Mechanic Mercedes got a $500 bet. Mercedes 12 wins, less or more. He's with 12 or more. I'm at less than 12. You know what I'm saying? And he's got 2 drivers compete, so he's sitting at some pretty good odds. But I'm at less than 12. So we'll see how that shakes out at the end. On finale lap, I will have the Mercedes win counter, which I did start that up. So you will be able to see that. So that will be posted. But we'll see what happens, man. We will see what happens. Right now, 5 minutes on that clock. They're all in, getting ready to make these changes. Max Verstappen and Perez are 1 and 2. Alonso sitting on 3rd. Max Verstappen sitting on pole position, 127.4, 4/10 faster. 4/10 faster than Perez's lap. 5/10 faster than Alonso's lap. And shit, you just go a second faster than Russell. Second faster than Russell. That just adds up over time. Yuki Tsuki sitting in 10th, but I'm still happy with Yuki Tsuki. He's in 10th. He's made it out. He's still outperforming Danny Rick weekend after weekend. Still not happy about the team orders that he received to let Danny Rick through. Said that they talked about it. He understands, but I honestly think Yuki still doesn't agree with it, and I don't agree with it. I think Yuki has proven that he's the number 1 driver. He should always get the favor, and it wasn't as if y'all were in some winning position. I think Yuki should have regarded that and regarded the respect from the team to say, hey, we're not switching. You're not about to really change the whole grid, Dan. If we let you through, you're not going to do something remarkable. Your pace isn't that great. Max Verstappen, 127.47 in 2021, 127.51 Jeddah. There you go. 127. Yeah, 127 is faster than 2021 Jeddah, 127. But look at that. But that's what I'm saying. Look at how close that is. We're getting back to where everything was in disarray because of the new regulations. Teams are getting back to finding that competitive pace that we once saw then. Some teams are not. Some teams, even in right now, is not looking good. And then Red Bull's got an RB20. They got another. They changed it up. They did something that you're not supposed to do. You're not supposed to fix something that's not broken. You're supposed to improve on it. But they adopted Mercedes concepts in a way that didn't work for Mercedes, and the shit's working at Red Bull because of Adrian Newey. And you got a driver like Max Verstappen who will not tear up your work or diminish your work and will be a driver who can get in the car, and that's what your car can do. Max Verstappen is a driver that can get in the car, and you're going to say, that's what your car can do. What else you want me to do? You're going to have to fix the car. Lewis Hamilton is a driver that gets in and say, this is what you got. You want better than that? Fix the car. Alonso is another driver. This is what you got. You want better than that? Fix the car. Those are the type of drivers that those 3 gentlemen are. You get them in your car. If they can't do anything else, it's because the car is limiting their ability to do anything else. Other drivers, Logan Sargeant is not a driver like that. You can have a good car, put Logan in it, and you think you got a piece of shit. Why? Because Logan don't drive worth shit, and he proved it. Now, this season, he's going to be able to show us, is he going to be able to do something better? But up until now, he ain't shown us that he could do anything better. So we'll see what happens. Max Verstappen at the top of the charts right now, 127.472. Perez second, Alonso third. Who is going to get this pole position? It's likely Max Verstappen, but could something else happen? Yeah, something could happen. And if it does happen, we'll be right here to see it happen. And I'll be excited to see if that does happen. But right now, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. We're going to see if Max is going to improve up on his time. We need to see if Russell, Hamilton, P or Norris can improve up on his time. Norris pretty confident that they're going to be able to bring some type of fight. McLaren, I don't think, are where they saw themselves possibly being. I think reality set in very fast at McLaren. But, hey, we'll see what's going to happen. Lewis Hamilton right now catfishing in the top 10, which is not really catfishing because he's in 9th. And that catfishing is where Logan Sargeant is at 19 because Joe didn't compete. So, still technically, Logan Sargeant, an American channel catfish at the bottom of the grid at 19th, which technically is a ceremonial 19th because it's really 20th because Joe didn't get to compete. So right now we're looking to see. We got less than a minute on the clock. As it sits right now, it is less than a minute on the clock. It's game time. Who's going to make something happen? Who's going to bust the grape? Who's going to go for pole position? Is Max going to keep pole position? Is Pia or Piastri? Is Norris or Lando going to get it up? Lewis Hamilton in 7th from 9th. Not a major jump. Russell still in 5th. Leclerc in 4th. Can he fight this and make something happen to jump up into 1 or 2? Shit. Ferrari's supposed to be getting it on this damn season. They're supposed to be auditioning to show Lewis Hamilton, Norris jumping up to 4th spot, to show Lewis Hamilton that, hey, We got the shit waiting on you. When you get here, you got something coming. Oh my gosh. Whoa, goes around Lewis Hamilton right there. Lewis Hamilton done with that lap 7 and 8 right there. Mercedes, where's Russell going to land with this one? Red Bull got a 1 and 2 right now. They got a 1 and 2. Could we see a fight between Perez and Max? No, not at 4/10. If the fight happens, it clearly has to be off the light. If that fight's got to happen off the light, and it might not last for longer than 5 laps. If you're 4/10 behind your teammate, which is still very questionable to me, is 4/10 the difference between these two drivers? It shouldn't be the car. Leclerc, let's go. That's what Leclerc 127.7 and still 3/10 off Max Verstappen's time. Still 3/10 off of his time. That shit is wild, but at least Ferrari is in the top 3. They're at top 3 right there, breaking up that 1 and 2 by Red Bull. Will anything else happen? I am not sure about that at all. I think that's going to be, that's all, folks. I think that's going to be all. Next, we see Stroll right there in 10th at the bottom. A far gap between he and his teammate as far as position. Not far as time, 127.8. Almost far as time. I mean, hell, you could call that, damn, you might as well get at a second. Ain't no telling race pace what's going to happen. Alonso's going to hit another gear on his ass. I don't know if this is going to be the same situation we saw last week. I doubt it. But hopefully Stroll doesn't end up in a situation where we can say everything, because he did a good job last week on the bounce back. Turn 1 situation wasn't in his favor, bounced back, brought it up. Now I'd like to see Stroll with a clean race, no incidences, no collisions, see where he ends up in comparison to Alonso. I'd like to see Alonso bring that fight up to anybody that's going to try to move up to the top 3, see what's going to happen there. Aston Martin looking to try to get a podium here. Can Perez fight it off? I don't think a lot of people have confidence in Perez's ability to take the RB20 and do what a lot of people believe he should be able to do in the RB20. Because right now it's not happening as of yet. So nobody should be mad at anybody that debates that with somebody and say, hey, Perez is just not that. He's not that dude. Can he be? I haven't seen it yet. So at this point in time, it's not something that I'm even willing to say, can he be? I haven't seen it yet. I need Perez to step up in a major way and make major things happen, and he hasn't. This is Perez's opportunity to actually come in and make something happen as far as his ability to maybe start competing for the Drivers' Championship, because this is a street circuit, and we all know that we've credited Perez with street circuit ability, but he's gonna have to make that shit happen, because right now it ain't looking so good right now. But Perez might be straight with being the number 2 driver every season in the Driver Championship points. He might be okay with that. And I think if you go to Red Bull and Max Verstappen is there, you're gonna have to say to yourself, okay, I'm okay with being second, because I don't think you'll ever be first. And at this point in time, off of Max's ability in the RB20, but off of the strength of Red Bull's strategy. Rob Edit says Merc should contact McLaren and purchase one of their spec cars. What in the hell is Mercedes doing? Lewis is so done with this shit, bro. You ain't lying. Galactica says Merc dragging a BB. I need lipo, Ozempic, something. Oh my gosh, bro. Galacticus is clowning. That is crazy. OG Zilla says, I don't think I've ever seen Mercedes almost 1 second off the pace since 2012. Holy smokes. There is fire in the city with Mercedes fans are not happy at all about this performance. 7 and 8. This is nothing but a replay. What do they call that shit? Not a replay, but a rerun of 2021 and 2022. 7 and 8, we used to seeing that from Mercedes. 4 and 5, we used to seeing that from Mercedes. When are we gonna start? I mean, at least Lewis gave us podiums last season. He gave us some podiums. I don't even know if we see podiums this season. I know it's round 2, but this is not encouraging. This is not at all encouraging at all. So, hey, listen, tomorrow's race day, like I said, depending on the weather, depends on if we are here for finale lap. for race highlights and all the shit talk, but this is not encouraging to Mercedes fans. I am very happy with what Yuki Tsuki is doing now. I need him to finish in the top 10 to grab points. Albon, I don't know what's going on with Albon, but we need to step it up. I was looking for him to have more finishes around 7 and 6 and on a consistent basis. McLaren, I mean, they're a step up from Mercedes, but they're a step up from Mercedes. So we'll see what McLaren's actually going to be able to do. And Alonso, I need to see some excitement, man. Make something happen at the top. Rob Edit says, can we pull out the red scarlet shirts yet? Man, bro, if I was you, I don't see why not. I think Racer X210 already has. I know he was wearing a Ferrari shirt when I saw him in Coda. He probably already has one. I think if you don't get a no-name red Glidden or a red Dickie shirt and just iron a Ferrari patch on for right now so you can limit your money you spend on it and then get the official shirt when it comes out when Lewis Hamilton joins the team, because it's trouble. So anyway, listen. Inshore Frames, winner of a second Kickback quali. We will have another one coming up soon on another race weekend. We have a race tomorrow. Let's see what happens. We will have a Wolves Den probably Sunday. I think we should let all this kind of bake over and happen, and let's have a Wolves Den on Sunday so we can talk about everything that's happened in this race weekend. I'm Jay, your host for Wolfpack Performance, home of F1 Minute, the hottest live show that involves you in content creation. We will be here tomorrow live. Join us. Peace.